The Curtiss JN-4, Jenny, is one of the most iconic aircraft in early American aviation, symbolizing the dawn of flight and the spirit of adventure that came with it. Developed by the Curtiss Aeroplane and Motor Company around 1915, the Jenny was designed as a two-seat biplane trainer with open cockpits, a sturdy wood and fabric frame, and a dependable V8 engine that made it ideal for teaching thousands of new pilots during the early years of aviation. It became the standard training aircraft for the U.S. Army during World War I, introducing countless young aviators to the skies. Many of America's first military pilots took their very first flights in a Jenny, learning the basics of takeoff, flight, and landing in its stable, forgiving design. The aircraft's simple construction and predictable handling made it beloved by instructors and students alike. When the war ended, the government had thousands of surplus Jennies, and instead of being scrapped, they were sold to civilians at very low prices. This opened the door for a golden age of barnstorming in the 1920s, when daring pilots traveled from town to town performing thrilling aerial stunts, offering joyrides, and igniting the public's fascination with flight. The Jenny was at the heart of this movement, becoming a familiar sight at county fairs, open fields, and makeshift runways across the United States. It wasn't just an airplane, it was a symbol of freedom and adventure. Many of the nation's early aviation legends, including Charles Lindbergh, began their careers flying Jennies. Lindbergh himself bought one for a few $100s and used it to learn cross-country flying long before his famous transatlantic flight. The aircraft's reliability and availability also made it perfect for early airmail routes, helping pioneer regular mail delivery by air in America. In fact, the Jenny became so closely associated with the birth of U.S. airmail that it was featured on the famous inverted Jenny postage stamp, which accidentally printed the airplane upside down and has since become one of the most valuable and recognizable stamps in history. Built primarily from spruce wood, linen fabric, and wire bracing, the Jenny may look delicate by modern standards, but it was tough for its time. Pilots loved its simplicity. Maintenance could be done almost anywhere with basic tools, and its performance was modest but dependable, reaching speeds around 75 miles per hour. There were many versions of the Jenny, including Canadian models known as the Canuck, each with small refinements in structure and controls. Some experimental versions even carried cameras, radios, or light armaments for training purposes. For many Americans, seeing a Jenny soaring overhead was their first real encounter with powered flight. The excitement of watching a pilot loop, roll, or dive a Jenny through the clouds helped plant the seeds of a national aviation obsession that would lead to larger, faster, and more sophisticated aircraft in the decades to come. Even today, the Curtiss JN-4 Jenny remains a beloved piece of aviation history. Several beautifully restored examples are displayed in museums and flown in air shows around the world, their engines still rumbling with the sound that once captivated a generation. The Jenny represents the time when aviation was young, dangerous, and full of possibility. A period when the dream of flying became a reality for ordinary people. From its wartime training fields to its barnstorming exhibitions, the Jenny taught America to fly and helped transform aviation from a daring experiment into a part of everyday life. Thanks for watching Aviation Wrap, where we unwrap the stories that shaped the skies. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. Join us next time as we soar into another chapter of aviation history.